Welcome to NCIX Tech Tips. Now, we have talked about NVIDIA 3D Vision before. That's the goofy glasses I'm wearing. Also, please note the glasses are normally wireless. This is a security device. We have also talked about gaming across 3 monitors. That was actually on an ATI Radeon card, and it's called Eyefinity. Today, we have a GeForce solution. This is the GTX 480, and this is another GTX 480. Those 2 cards are actually powering NVIDIA GeForce Surround. So that's 3 monitors, kind of like Eyefinity, but NVIDIA actually brings something else to the table. With their latest driver update, and you do not need new hardware necessarily, it will run on GTX 200 series cards, you can combine surround gaming with 3D vision for the most immersive possible gaming experience. Stay tuned, we're going to tell you all about it. Now, for either of the 2 technologies we're talking about today, that is GeForce Surround as well as 3D Vision Surround, you are going to have a bit of a shopping list. Now, GeForce Surround does give you a more immersive gaming experience. It's backwards compatible with old GTX 200 series cards as well as the latest GTX 400 series cards. And you can use it with any old monitor. So if you have 3 identical monitors that are either DVI or VGA compatible, all it is a driver update from NVIDIA's website, and you can be gaming in surround just like that. Now, if you want to have 3D Vision Surround, it gets a little bit more complicated. It is more immersive, but you do need more technology. So you need a 200 series card or a 400 series card, just like Surround. In this case, we're using 2 GTX 480s. One of them was provided by Zotac and one by MSI, and a big thanks to them for making this episode possible. And you will also need 120 hertz 3D Vision certified monitors. They have to be identical still. In this case, we're using Acer's 23-inch HD 3D Vision ready monitor. And the last thing you will need is the GeForce 3D Vision glasses. So these are what make the magic happen so that you only see the correct image with the right eye and the correct image with the left eye. So we're going to do a quick hardware setup guide, what you'll need to get your NVIDIA Surround or GeForce 3D Vision Ready gaming PC going. First, you will need one high-end gaming PC. So in this case, I've got an Asus SLI Ready motherboard. I've got a Core i7-875K unlocked processor. I have 4 gigs of Kingston DDR3 RAM, and I have one beefy power supply, the Antec Quattro 1200 watt OC edition. So with all of that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and install my 2 SLI ready graphics cards. So first of all, I have my Zotac GeForce GTX 480, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in the top PCI Express slot very, very carefully. Then I'm going to go ahead and screw it in with a thumb screw on my tech station. Okay, and then I will install the 2 power connectors that I need to ensure that my card will actually run. Now, I realize this is a pretty simple guide if you've built a PC before, but it's meant more as kind of a recipe for all of the ingredients that you'll need on the hardware side to get this going. Next, you will need a second card, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about this in a moment. Because with ATI's solution, actually here, I'm going to explain more about it now. I got one card here, but I got another one over here. Just a sec. Okay, with ATI's solution, you can see on the back of their video card, they have 2 DVI ports, 1 HDMI port, and 1 DisplayPort port. Now, DVI and HDMI all run off the same signal, the same basic technology within the card, and DisplayPort runs off a completely different one. So in order to run 3 monitors, you can't plug in these 3. You can only plug 2 into DVI and HDMI because they're the same signal at the core of the card. So that's why the 3rd one has to run off DisplayPort. Well, it's the same thing on the GTX 400 series. You've got your 2 DVI ports, and then you've got 1 mini HDMI port. Cameraman, if you want to have a zoom in there while I'm plugging in these power connectors. So you can only connect 2 displays, whether they're HDMI or DVI, to each graphics card. So that's why NVIDIA has come up with this solution. I'm now finished installing my MSI GeForce GTX 480 graphics card, and I'm going to install my SLI bridge, which you will need. So that means NVIDIA came up with a solution where they could use software to allow you to connect 2 of the monitors to one card and 1 of the monitors to the second card. Now, that is why NVIDIA Surround requires 2 cards, but For some people, actually for a lot of people, it's going to be better than having to buy an active DVI to DisplayPort adapter, which is going to run you over $100, or buying an expensive DisplayPort monitor. So that is how you hook it up. You hook up your 3 monitors, 2 to the top card and 1 to the bottom card. And then the last thing you'll need to do, as far as the back of your computer is concerned, if you are running 3D vision, is plug in your IR emitter to go along with your glasses. Thank you for checking out this physical guide. We're going to follow up with the software in just a moment. Now, once you've configured the hardware side of your SLI-ready gaming machine, you will need to do a little bit of software configuration to get NVIDIA Surround going. So the first thing we'll do is we go into the Configure SLI Physics and Surround. See, that's there in the new driver menu. And then it's as simple as span displays with surround. Yeah, it's really that easy. You click Apply. You just confirm that you've connected the displays properly, which we've already done. And then you click Apply. You click Yes if you have UAC enabled on your computer. And then you just kind of give it a minute. OK, we've got one more. And oh, no, we still have to, we still got to work on this. OK, here we go. So identify. So it goes 1, 2, 3. And that is, OK, that's not correct. So watch over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click Identify. Identify all the monitors. OK, monitor 1 should be in the middle. And monitor 3 should be on the outside. Click Apply again. And now the Start menu should start in this corner. And the time should be over in the far right corner. That was it. Now all we need to do is confirm. No, we don't need to confirm anything. The last thing that we need to do is arrange for either, yes, we want to adjust for the display bezels, or no, we don't. So these two options mean that when there's a continuous line, and the example NVIDIA gives is great, it will either appear like this because of the bezel in between, or you can make it so that the bezel will actually hide extra pixels behind it. So if you're fine with lines being kind of broken up and looking strange, then you can leave it this way, and it'll just run at the native resolution of each monitor times 3. Or you can click Yes, and you go through this quick little setup guide. So all you do is you look at this picture of a road. In fact, this is a perfect illustration of what happens if you do not use bezel correction. And then you adjust the width in pixels that you want it to hide behind the bezel. You go until it looks straight, and then you click Create Resolutions. The disadvantage here is that it will hide. You don't want to really use this at the desktop. You'd only really want to use those resolutions that you've created when you're gaming, because at the desktop, if you have a window sitting in between the two monitors, it will actually cover up text, and it will cover up any information you might be working on. I'm going to show you an example of that really quick here. So, OK, by default, it leaves it at the desktop at the native resolution. But as soon as I change the resolution to this one we created, see right here? We had 5760 by 1080. That's our native res. If I increase it, this would be my gaming resolution. I click Apply. Now, that window that is spanning the two monitors, keep the changes, is actually hiding text behind it. You see that? The word surround is completely hidden by the bezel. So this will give you a more continuous look for gaming, but it's not ideal for desktop use. Now the last thing is, if you are using 3D vision, you just run through the stereoscopic 3D setup wizard exactly the same way you do with just one monitor. Now, a video about the latest gaming technologies really wouldn't be complete without some actual gameplay footage. So the first thing I'm going to demonstrate here is Batman Arkham Asylum, which is an NVIDIA GeForce Surround ready title, as well as a 3D Vision ready title. Now right now I'm running it only in 2D mode, so if I turn around and show you the glasses, you can see that they are completely clear, and you can see my eyes as plainly as well. Okay, they don't look all that clear, but whatever, you get the point. Now, when I turn on 3D Vision, because this is a 3D Vision ready system, you're going to see that now the images on the screen are doubled. And when I show you the glasses, they're actually completely dark. Now, I want to just sort of give you guys a chance to see exactly how this technology works. So I'm going to get up and walk over to the camera. Now, you see the image on the screen. I want you to zoom in a little bit, cameraman. And you see how the characters are doubled. They have 2 heads, 2 arms, etc., etc., etc. Now when I hold the glasses in front, it blocks out one of the images, leaving only one. It does make the screen, oh man, okay, that's okay. We'll just go like this. It does make the screen darker, but it is what enables you to see only the correct right-hand image with the right eye and the correct left image with the left eye. So this is one of my latest diversions. This is Torchlight. And just as an experiment, I wanted to see how GeForce Surround performs with a game that is not your typical first-person shooter or racing game. And I have to say the experience is overall very cool because you can see so much of your environment in the dungeon. Like let's say I get a little bit ahead of these guys. I'm over here. I can see someone way over here. I can see parts of the dungeon way over there. I actually think NVIDIA Surround is going to be great for a game like Diablo 3. And this one happens to work perfectly in 3D vision mode, despite the fact that it is not rated by NVIDIA Corp because it's a very, very small developer that's responsible for this particular game. So thank you very much for checking out our coverage today of NVIDIA GeForce Surround as well as GeForce Surround with 3D vision.